back, guys. Zeb Monopoly here. Today we're going to continue with our Marathon Digital Holdings trade. This is a trade I'm making public here on social media, and the last video I released, I had 6 figures in this. In 2 days, this will increase by 20%, and I have a buy-in schedule for this that I want to share with you. Now, I want to just go into more details on this trade, and we have the computer here. So let's just get right into it straight away, guys. Marathon Digital Holdings, since the video I released, dropped by 10%. So from 5 days ago. My original entry was around 1970. So you see, it's a 20% drop from my original entry. I've added more, around 17, 20, and basically in 2 days, I'm also going to add more, and I'm hoping I get it around the $15 mark. Okay, now why am I buying at these prices exactly? Well, I have a hunch. I've got an understanding of what could potentially play out in the next couple of months or even weeks. So I want to just go into more deep details. So the buy-in schedule I will share with you in a minute, but first I want to just talk to you about why Marathon Digital Holdings is dropping rather than going up, even with the Bitcoin price being at 67,000. And by the way, the Bitcoin price is dropping, and I'm hoping it comes down to the 61 mark, even the 57 mark, and then recover after the summer, or even before the summer ends. And it will, it has to. I think it doesn't have to. Maybe it goes to 61 and recovers, or maybe it just starts recovering from here. But what makes sense is that it will go to 57. And that's a great space to start pushing from. I guess to the 100,000 mark for Bitcoin, which is the target that I have for Bitcoin and above. So let's talk about that. Well, Marathon, guys, is dropping. Number one, because Friday is a halving. So Bitcoin is going to get halved, or the reward miners will get halved, okay? Not Bitcoin, just so you know. So they used to get 6 Bitcoins per algorithm solved. Now they will get 3 Bitcoins, which means the revenue is going to be halved. So what is there to do to make sure shareholders don't feel the heat? Well, number one, you can deploy more miners to try and climb back the revenue that you're about to lose, because that's what it means when the Bitcoin halving. It means that it will cost you more to mine Bitcoin than it used to. So what Marathon Digital has done is actually acquire new sites and order more mining rigs. And there is April, I think 20th or so, there will be a new mining facility opening up, or new mining rigs deploying in the market by Marathon, and they will assume operation of those rigs. So that will reduce the cost of mining for Marathon by 30%. I mean, that's what the CEO says. I'm not making this up, right? And you've seen the headlines, you've seen their acquisitions. So what that really means is, after the halving, most people think mining revenue is going to get cut open in half. And that is true, but now they're deploying these miners to try and reduce the cost by 30%. So what that means is we've dropped 50% from February 26th already. And this is to, of course, get ready for the halving. But now 30% of that revenue is going to be instantly saved. So you're not really losing 50% of revenue, you're only losing 20% of revenue after the halving. And they've got plans to grow their hash rate in 2024 to 27, I believe. Marathon Digital Holdings, Mara, is sitting at 1590, and it's the weekend when I'm making this video. Now, where can it go to really? Well, ideally it should bounce from here. This is the perfect setup to bounce from, is this level, 15 and 16 level. Okay, and if in any case it decides that maybe they want to bring it down further, well, it becomes oversold at this stage. Because remember, in October 2023, Bitcoin was at $40,000, while Mara was around $9 or so, or $10. Okay, well, Bitcoin was at 40,000. Now Bitcoin is at 67 and Mara is at $16. But why are we dropping? Well, the market is anticipating a drop in Bitcoin and the stock market, and there's fears as we speak. Actually, right now, what's going on? If we just go to the to the thing, I think I've seen something about high interest rates are getting more challenging for even biggest banks. So there is basically a fear in the market that the Feds are not going to cut interest this year. So of course that pushes equities down. And our job is to bet on the future of 2024. In 2024, it's hopeful still. So that means there's still buying pressure. And November 2024, you're also going to get the presidential election, which is crazy. This is like a new leaf opening up for the economy and the US. And of course, you know who's the likely person to win this, who's also a capitalist. But look, Marathon Digital Holdings, we're going to look at the chart because I think that's what retail traders look at, is the chart. And if we look at the chart, we see that we're actually in a good position now to reverse. So this area right here is full of support, okay, this area. But what I like to see is actually a dip below this area. Now, I don't think I'm going to see it, but a dip below this area could mean that we touch one of these support levels here on this side. Okay, so around, no, it wouldn't be here, around 1488. I think we already tested it as well right here. So what could happen in this case if we decide to break it? We go to $12. So is this something that's doable? Well, it could on its worst day, but it still remains undervalued. This will be around 80% drop from the top, but I don't think we'll go to $12, guys. I mean, I wouldn't put money if I believed we're going to go under $12. I don't care if we do go under to $12, because at the end of the day, I'm buying gradually with the remaining 50%, which I'll talk about. This is a great stock. This follows Bitcoin, okay? And you see the big fluctuations, ups and downs, and you need those fluctuations in something like this because it gives retailers access to making money, a lot of it, on the big rallies and the big shorts. So you need those drops to happen, but you also need those rallies to happen. So everybody makes money. And the market or Marathon will move according to the market, the overall market, whether Bitcoin or the stock market itself. As investors want to go into and expose themselves to growth stocks, they will enter this because Bitcoin and the Bitcoin sector is growth. That's what the whole industry is going to be about going forward, guys. That's what people are going to invest their money in. It's Bitcoin and Bitcoin related assets. So where's Bitcoin now? 67,390. Where do we see it? Well, we actually see it just over $100,000. Now imagine what happens when Mara sees that Bitcoin is at $100,000, and basically throughout the year of 2024 they have reduced the cost of mining by deploying more mining rigs. So now they're basically making the same they were making and even more pre-halving. Okay, so there's a lot of growth for this, guys. It's only a matter of holding steady and buying at the right time. Now, see, guys, we are at a cheap place to buy, really. I think we could see a lot of great things in the next couple of weeks, even months. And I'm with you on this trade. Okay? So let's talk about the buying schedule. The buying schedule goes like this. I'll share the link to Patreon for those that want to join. That's where I send out my updates. When I don't update you guys here, you can join us on the inside the community, or just follow the free version because I share these updates. So anyways, in 2 days I'll be adding 10% of the remaining 50% that I have, that I've allocated for this trade. And every day until the earner report, I'll be allocating another 10%, or every week. Okay? The earner report for Mara is 8th, 9th. You know, when we reach that stage, I believe the market will already be priced in. So when they announce, look, our revenue has been cut after the halving, there may not be a reaction to it. But if there is a reaction, I've kept some money to end up buying it as well after the reaction. Okay, so this is going to be a trade that I'm going to go all in. This will be a multi six-figure trade, and I'm betting it all on one stock. If this fails, so be it. Maybe we lose half of it. If this wins, well, I'll make 100 to 200% in a very short period of time, and that's pretty good as well. And this is a mining company. If Bitcoin continues over the 100,000, this can go to $100 mark. All right, and that's my prediction for this actually, is to go to 100 in the peak bull markets. Okay, now we already tested 80, the last bull market. Okay, and Bitcoin itself was, I think, 60,000, and we ended up at 80,000. So the current valuation of it should have been at $40 if we're speaking the way the valuation of Bitcoin and the valuation of this. It should be $40, because if this reached the peak of 80 and Bitcoin was at 60, now we're at 70,000. This should be at least half, right? That's about $40. And I'm talking even after the halving, just so you know. Okay, guys, so the schedule is here, the buying schedule is here for this. And I've already shared with you the chart, I believe. Like, when we look at the actual, let's go back, financials of Mara, I'm impressed. They reduced their debt by 50%. That's great. The float is 265, like I said, with only 10 million shares outstanding. So issuing more shares or putting it into the float, it's only 10 million. It's nothing. The profit margin will be basically will come down to 50% or 40%, which is the best in this industry. Operating margin will probably drop as well, but it's still good. All of these drops are pricing it in. Total cash, like I said, they have enough cash to cover their debt if they wanted to and pay it outright. Okay, operating cash flow might be in the minus, but they've got 1 billion plus on their balance sheet in Bitcoin. Okay, so because of that, it will follow Bitcoin. But like I said, why is it not moving? It's because the halving is approaching. Once we're overcome the halving and the earning report for May is overcome, then this stock will turn around to be the next hot thing, and everybody is going to flood to buy it because the fear is out the window. Okay, so you gotta follow this buying schedule, guys, if you are going to make this trade. And like I said, Bitcoin can pull back, that's no problem. This doesn't mean this will drop. It just means there will be some bearishness in the market and it might not gain like you expected. As Bitcoin bounces back and rallies, the shorts that are present in this trade will all get liquidated and the squeeze happens, and you'll notice a 20% increase in a day, and that's the average for these kind of stocks or mining stocks, because their short interest is high. This one has 16% short interest, the Marathon Digital Holdings. This will probably already be at 25 at the current price we're in. Okay. All right, that's me done, guys. Appreciate you for watching. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button. Share this with the people that you think want to hear this, especially on these forums and Reddits and stock twits. Make sure to share it there, because a lot of people don't understand. They're fearful, and they have no idea this is a profitable company. They have no idea this is actually profitable. Okay, and this could turn into a bigger profit once Bitcoin is over $100,000. And of course, over time, as Bitcoin increases in value, and you have to believe in Bitcoin if you want to believe in this trade, they could pay out dividends. So there's a lot of catalysts for such small company, valued at $15, and they're only valued small at market cap 4 billion. The biggest miner, gold miner, is valued at 8 billion, okay, or 80 billion, and that's for gold. And let's just look at that real quick. Rio Tinto Group. Okay. Okay, so they mine all kinds. Market cap 100 billion. Matter of fact, I misspoke. Apologies. But 100 billion, and if we look at the stats, they've got a 1 billion afloat. Okay, the float is 1.4 billion. That's crazy. Now, of course, they've got total cash 10 billion, but they also have debt of 14 billion. So when you narrow it down, to me, this is overvalued in comparison to Marathon Digital Holdings. Okay? All right, that's me done, guys. Stick to the trade. Do not panic. Do not be these guys commenting. Where are they? Let's see. Where is it? Let's go to the newest first. I'm going to end up holding huge bags if you believe might as well 500%. All right, watch me. Watch me. The cycle is different. When 60 billion has been moved into ETF, why would you go into an ETF when you go into something that actually works and does something and can make money? And Marathon holds Bitcoin like it's an ETF, so their valuation is attached to Bitcoin. Okay. SK is also a good miner, just so you know, but they don't have as many Bitcoins as Marathon Digital Holdings. Mara going to 12 after the halving. When am I deleting this video? I've seen so many similar to this, to these comments, on every video I posted where I actually share with you a trade on YouTube. Ignore the noise, guys. You're going to see a lot of these comments everywhere. Anyways, that's me done. Bye-bye.